have a look here. So he's done 4 different campaigns here. And I can see that he set them up as landing page views. This is the ad that has been getting the most it's put the most money into it, and it is obviously the most results. Are you seeing, so like when you have been getting this information, have you been seeing any sales? Like I would imagine that you'd be having to kind of engage these leads. Yeah.
So the website is open now, but since the website has been open, no ads has been ran.
Okay. Okay. So then I think that basically your campaign objective is incorrect here, because there are ways to organize the ads that they are e-commerce ads. Basically, actually, you can target like the entire United States, and you can target the audience to be. I recommend a pretty broad audience generally. You don't want to niche it down too far, and then you can actually send people directly to your website through those ads. Does that sound like it's more aligned with what you're hoping for?
Yes.
Cool. So then what that can also do is we also have the ability to create a metapixel. A metapixel is basically a data capturing. So we could basically put that code onto your website, and then it can pick up when someone has come to the website through a meta ad, and that helps us to then connect the purchase to the ad spend. That helps to figure out the return on ad spend.
He said he set up a pixel and he was having pixel issues and stuff like that because, like, when they first had it set up in January, they closed the site. The site was open and they closed the site. And he said he set up a pixel to capture information to build up the SMS and email list, but it was inconsistent and the ads wasn't running most of the time, most of the times, because he said it was either a pixel issue or it was either a, uh, something with Meta that was going on. So half the time the ads wasn't running. The ads didn't run a full month. They turned it on last month in the middle of the month, but at like the website, they opened it back up, but no type of sales campaign or anything has been ran at all. So we're on month 3. Literally, it's 3 months, and we're still nowhere.
Mm. It sounds like maybe just not the right campaign, like the wrong campaign has been run for your goals.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean?
So an e-commerce sales campaign would be a much better campaign to do in this regard. Where you're actually pushing sales to the website, and in order, sorry, Bridget, do you want to say something?
No, finish. Count me next.
In order to get the best out of certain like campaigns, you would want to, obviously, like, your creative is super important, but not only is your creative important, but also because you're talking to people who don't know your brand, generally having an offer is pretty important as well. For example, like a discount code or a like a just something a little bit like value add helps people get onto open your page because they feel like they're excited to get this thing. It often helps with brands that selling products.
And Kara, can you tell us the difference between what like you're saying a certain campaign? What kind of campaign?
That connected to a landing page. He was trying to collect data
Mm-hmm.
so that you guys could basically set up an email campaign probably or an SMS campaign to say like, okay, this print is dropping in a week's time. Reply, I want it to get on the waiting list on the day, or something like, it's dropping at this time, at this hour, be there, and like hopefully you get it before they sell out.
Mm-hmm.
He was trying to do like a kind of like drop model.
Okay.
So with meta ads, there are 3 different levels on your ad. So campaign is considered the top level. That's what we're looking at right now. And you can see here that he's done new traffic campaigns. New traffic would mean trying to get people who've never seen the brand before, but you can actually retarget people on Meta. So for example, if you set up Pixel correctly, we can look at anyone who's clicked on the link to go to your website within the last 30 days. We can retarget them with a different ad. So if they went on your website and didn't purchase, then we can retarget them and say, like, just kind of show your brand in another way. So that's like, you can see here his campaign level has done new traffic rather than like a retargeting. And what I've added a column over here called frequency. So that column is telling me that this reached 25,000 people. And of those 25,000 people, they on average saw the ads within this campaign 1.47 times. So that means that I would be scrolling on Instagram throughout the time this campaign was live, and I saw your ad 1.5 times, basically, on average, across all the people that your campaign reached. That's an important number because we want to make sure that your ads are not hitting creative fatigue. So it hits fatigue when someone's seen the ad so many times that they don't even watch it anymore. They just scroll past it. So this is not too bad in terms of the frequency, but I do wonder regarding how long the campaign was going and what do you know what your budget per day initially was. I can also try check it.
They only did like, it was only like $20 a day. It was between $20 and $50 a day.
Okay, I see here we have a $80 daily average budget.
They said they was gonna up it, but they didn't talk about.
Okay, $80 is quite a lot actually, but it seems like this campaign just didn't run for a long time. If it's only spent $272.
Yeah, it was like like I said, this is the same one that they ran for probably like 10 to 12 days, and then he told me they're very inconsistent. Like I probably only talk to them probably like once bi-weekly. So last time I talked to them, they told me they were upping the ads to like 100 to see what it do, and then I don't know. I don't know what happened. They stopped talking, and then when I added Bridget, they responded. So I don't know if he went in and edited it, but it wasn't 80 at first. Like I think they just went in and just edited that amount, but they still didn't like go through with running it.
Yeah, it seems like you're not getting the touch points that you're needing to understand the data and understand what to do with the data. That's what I'm noticing is there's like a miscommunication on the actual, like, they've set up a campaign in a very specific way, but then on the back end, like, you need to be guided in how to manage that data so that the campaigns are actually resulting in revenue. It feels like they've set this up in a way that's, it doesn't seem like you got all the support you needed throughout that customer journey, so that you knew like exactly how to manage it, so that the leads that you've gotten now don't go to waste, but rather they form a part of your email list, or they form a part of your like VIPs or whatever you were like kind of advertising. But I'm just having a look here to see their audience controls, and yeah, it seems like they are targeting targeting the full country, which is good because it's quite broad, and that is it's a good strategy. But I'm just gonna click on the actual ad itself, and I want to see what they're. Did you provide them with the creatives? Obviously, you like provided them with the images or whatever, but did you um edit them yourself, like, and then give it to them edited?
Yes, the content is already edited before giving it to them.
Cool.
Kiara, they did make some notes as far as kind of like the creatives and what they would want changed. He said because it's a streetwear brand, he really wants it outside, which I thought was interesting. We were going through for like a more luxury look, so we're gonna make some changes to the creatives. But he also mentioned currency. He was saying 5 different. Go ahead.
I don't think it's ever a problem with the content because this content hasn't even been seen by people in a manner of to try to sell it to them. It was just as you see this one right here. It's literally just that. That's the main reason they even ran these, but they didn't even push it out to the point where like run a sales campaign. They didn't run a sales campaign with none of this. So he was saying my main problem is, oh, you don't have no content getting posted daily, you don't have content outside. I've seen brands and they literally don't even have a video and they just literally run a picture of a studio shoot and it go crazy on sales. But they ran sales campaigns. These are just as you see, landing page campaigns. And they were inconsistent. So the information that you gave us can't even be to me like considered because this is the third month and out of 3 months, as you can see, um, it's only been ran probably like 10 days max. So how can we go by results of that and someone give an opinion and no test or trial or anything?
Yeah, that makes no sense when you say it like that. It's crazy he even gave his opinion in that manner without even.
Sorry, I'm trying to turn off the sound, but I do want to see the ad. I think the creative is awesome. I don't think there's anything wrong with the creative personally. I think like wanting it outside, but no, not wanting it outside, like it's kind of here or there because that's just the branding, and that's like what the branding actually, like, that needs to come from the owner, not, that doesn't matter for like a landing page ad versus the sales ad versus an organic content, as long as it matches the brand. But what I am seeing here, I see what they're trying to do, which is like create scarcity in order to drop it, like, because it is luxury. But so they're trying to go that angle of like kind of, if you think about like Nike dropping a new pair of shoes, it's the same kind of strategy. But ultimately with a, like, if that's not how the way the brand was intended, then I think that there is definitely merit in thinking of doing sales campaigns. And for a sales campaign, for example, like your text. So I'm looking over here on the left hand side where it says primary text, and it says um, what the drop is about, when it releases, and sign up on SMS for early access. What that means is that when they see this ad, there's going to be a button the call to action here, like you'll see, is a sign up button, and then they'll have to add in their details. Generally, where are those details collecting? Do you have like a database or a CRM that they're going to?
They were going to see we're on this page. Um, uh, steps. If they were going on here, I guess. Because this when they had the site locked. See, that's why I don't know if they're doing like because some ad agencies they tend to do this, and I noticed this over a long time ago. They will work with brands and just collect data from other brands and customers from other brands and paste it to other brands that they're working with. If you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, so actually on Meta, there is a way to basically take a subset of data and clone that audience. So
Yes,
it,
that's what I think his model is even trying to do because he gave opinion on sales campaigns on why it needs to look like this and that, but we haven't even ran any sales campaigns at all.
mm,
You have to go to the campaigns to show you.
yeah, I would love to see. Okay, I see. So it's using.
Yeah.
Is it automated like via AI, or is it just an automation that's running the SMS?
It's an automation. Well, this is the automation that runs the SMS. You just send it out yourself. I'm trying to go to.
I would love to see a conversation, if possible.
With me and him.
No, I like on the left hand side, under segments, yeah, conversations.
These are just like old too, but it's like these haven't been like. This is probably when I was running as myself.
Ah, I see, they're like years ago. So then how
Yeah.
are they connecting the SMS? Are they, where is that? Can you see the conversations that are happening with these leads?
No, I don't think it was any conversations because it was barely even. If you get what I'm saying, it was barely even ran. What's that? This is when I was doing everything myself.
Mm,
But
can see the date.
Yeah, the dates are probably like 2020.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm trying to see it. This is 2022 because I set up all this already by myself when I first started the brand. So I was trying to teach myself through it, but it was just getting so frustrating doing everything. I was kind of by myself at the time. It was for welcome series. I'm trying to see welcome series. This is all I think my stuff though, like stuff that I set up years ago. I'm trying to look for ELC created 2020. Trying to see where the stuff that they created, but I'm not even seeing it.
Is
I
this
see
on
this.
the website? Oh, yeah, there we go. Sorry, let's click on, go a little bit lower, actually. I just want to see. Oh, so 2024. So we only have that one 2026 campaign. Yeah, let's just click on that.
Yeah.
That's interesting because on Meta, there's 3 or 4 campaigns. Okay, so the message is they're pre-made and ready to ship. Okay, scroll down for me, please. Okay, So what this is saying, as far as I understand, is 473 people received an SMS. You got a 0.42% unsubscribe. Then, of those 473 people, 34 clicked, but no orders. So what that's saying to me is most likely because of the way that your campaigns have been set up and that this message is saying that it's dropped. So that means that this message comes after a period of time after that they have already clicked in on the app to sign up. There's like a gap between those two times. And so they're probably getting this message being like, who is this?
Yeah. There's no
Because if
picture.
they
There's no, yeah.
exactly.
Well, you
There
can see,
needs to
go
be
back.
more.
Let me
Like
show you.
if you're going from this angle, it's like there needs to be more to it, more trust building.
Oh, let me see. I'm trying to go back to when the idea, because this was stuff I was doing by myself, but I remember on the ones that I did, I kind of always did like a picture. Yeah, these are the simple ones that I was doing. So even though it was simple,
Yeah.
it was nothing, I still kind of like included something, a picture or something like that, so they can know, okay, this is the product. Because I was running that ad, but it was kind of like different videos and pictures of this person wearing this product, and then I was
Yeah.
collecting their info, and then just advertising it to a certain date it's going to be available, et cetera, and then just send out like, hey, it's available. And
You know, there's another way you could even do it because now you've got that data of these people.
Mhm.
When you're doing checkouts or anything, are you also getting data from people, their numbers?
Yes.
Okay. So then it's like the information you've gotten from these ads, it's not a waste, but I would, especially because the unsubscribe rate is so low, but I would say that it's like a secondary strategy. It's not it's not the way, it's not like a primary strategy to get sales. It's like if you want the sales, you need to send them to the place where the sales are happening. But every
Yes.
once in a while, you want to remind all the people who've given you their data that sales are happening. And then you send them the SMS to remind them of that.
Mm.
Yeah, that sounds like it would make more sense for you. And I feel like it would be more satisfying as well to feel this like you're seeing sales are constantly happening on this one path, and then you're um, pushing them up or bumping them up with the other side of things.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Okay.
Trying to see the data on the pop up. Like it's just like a pop up that we did
Mhm.
on the website, like
Mm.
collecting the email as well.
How's your organic Instagram? Like, how many followers do you guys have, and are you posting regularly?
Posting regularly, no. The brand has been, it hasn't grown. It hasn't grown probably like within the last 3 years. No, bro. Yeah, I have the same amount of followers from the last 3 years. But
And no, like throughout those 3 years, they haven't been like the consistent posting.
no, because I did a pause on the brand, kind of like a slight pause, just to like get everything together mentally, likewise, and just come back at it with everything that I got.
Yeah.
But it has 10K, right?
And it's like 13K.
So that builds trust for sure. But again, there's something that I'm noticing like on the side of your meta ad health that it doesn't seem like that trust is being portrayed properly because there's disconnects where there should be connections.
Yeah,
There's disconnections where there should be connections.
like he texted me last night, like there's no like he was like there's no trust with the brand. People who come to this page and they can't see if this a real brand. And I recently just took everything off my Instagram. So I'm like, what are you talking about? Because I had literally over probably like 600 posts on the Instagram, but I took it all off just to like rebrand
Mm.
and basically so I've been Instagram. This is he was saying there's no shipping tab. It needs to it needs a shipping tab. It needs like other stuff. I'm like, bro, I know all this. I took all this off because it's from the past. Like I'm
Mm.
not trying to just show past stuff. As you can see, 240
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Like, so he's saying, oh, people come to the brand page and they're not shopping because they can't see if it's a real brand. They can't tell. Literally, you can just go right here and tell if it's a real brand by people actually actively posting. As you can see, is more than that every single day. And on top of that, I didn't have none of this. I just reactivated this. I unarchived it, and I added this as well, just to like, just so he can just be quiet because he doesn't know what he's talking about. He doesn't know the brand. He's like, he's basing it off his friends brands and stuff like that. So I like just added stuff from old stuff that I did. Not I didn't go too far back, just like the recent past 3 years and stuff like that. People know faces in Atlanta that I know and been around and stuff like that that I'm connected with. So
Mm.
just added that so he can just not have any other excuse of why the brand is not selling. And the main thing is like literally the brand is not selling because no ads are being ran. No one has came to the page. I even I had a conversation probably like 2 days ago with a friend of mine, and he was like, "Yeah, I've been running ads." He was like, "I haven't been seeing your ads for real." He was like, "I seen something like." He was like, he's seen one campaign of theirs, maybe about the sign up. That he was like, he hasn't seen any real ads like being pushed, like the brand is being pushed online heavy, like
Mm.
we're supposed to be.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
So
I hear you. I hear you, and I think that there is a lot of room for improvement. And I think you've got a good brand. Like ultimately, the brand's been around for a long time. It's a cool. People obviously like it, and
yes,
so I think there's like it's not a product problem.
it's
And
not a content problem.
no, it's not. It's not that it's content problem either because there are even there are even brands that have like basic content, but they still sell, right? And that's
Yes,
partly because of ads. And I think perhaps the things like in your on your actual Instagram page, like they obviously are always like things are always changing and always moving. So it's like how can there be certain um like for example the highlight that's called support could be um potentially renamed to uh like okay this is too long for a highlight but like people who love our brand or like customer support like but not customer support because that implies like I'm a user. I enjoy your brand so I'm looking for customer support then I'll go to that tab that highlight but it needs it like maybe there's little areas for tweaks in terms of the actual positioning but I think in terms of the ad itself it is definitely room for there to be sales focused e-commerce ads for sure. Bridget, was there anything that's come up for you during this chat that stands out or you have any questions?
Um, I have a couple of different thoughts. I think that long term, I would like to do a bit of testing between the general US and then his specific or targeting specific niche audiences. So I would like to run like the same campaign and maybe target like an area where maybe he's having a pop-up, for example, and we have a very niche clientele that we're looking for in that area. And I would like to do like, test groups with that and compare. But then also, I think I could share maybe the Fireflies meeting that we had with Yusuf, and kind of, if you wanted in your free time to listen to that and kind of gain your thoughts from that meeting with him. But I think most importantly, like, if Currency wanted to go and just like do one of his own ads right now, can we walk through that process? We have like maybe 10 more minutes or so. But how would you feel about like helping him maybe like put one himself so he's not relying on this guy to do it?
Yeah. So it is, I definitely can help with the basic structure, but there are certain uh there's certain things that need to be done in order for this ad to perform as best as it could.
Okay.
For example, that Instagram connection is an issue. Like, I would say that that's a big thing that would possibly be a detriment to the ads, because the Instagram doesn't seem to be connected properly.
Mm-hmm.
What's landed up happening is that the ads, when they're showing up on Instagram and Facebook, they're only connected to the Facebook page, which only has 4 likes and probably no photos and no anything,
Mm-hmm.
which is possibly an issue of where the trust element is coming in.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something I would recommend fixing before kind of posting another ad. But again, you still could post another ad. The other thing is, with just launching an ad, I'm more than happy to give you a quick walkthrough so you understand it. But there are certain things that, like, regarding the placements of the ad. So where the ad um, shows up on your page, on your phone, on your laptop, like, there's different kind of placements, and certain placements are worth it and certain placements are not worth it, because they are cheaper. So they send the ads to those areas and they get more views, but they're not as serious buyers, because they're like on, basically, let's say a free data plan would get like a very specific ad uh, quotient or quantity.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's like certain tips and tricks in those areas that we could just run a general, or like I could show you how to run the general ad and walk you through that basic process. More than happy to do that. Um, if we go back to Currency, can you help me get back to the screen that I was on before?
Yeah, I like what you're saying, Karen, where you're going with this. I think I'll have a debrief with you and I'll have a debrief with Currency after this and kind of see where we're both at separately, and then come together and see kind of what steps moving forward are. Whatever you feel like you can do or troubleshoot right now is good. And then giving us kind of a list of moving forward and maybe things you think you could easily help and teach us, and then going from there. So, yeah, whatever you feel like you can fill in these last few minutes, and then we'll handle the rest in the debriefs.
Cool. So let me show you this firstly. So what you see here, like I was saying earlier, there's campaign level, which is an umbrella. Under the campaign is an ad set, and under the ad set is an ad. So, for example, if I click on campaigns and click into one of the campaigns, I click on the blue link, then you see one is selected. So I have only one ad set over here. Inside this ad set, if I click on the blue link, okay, you'll see that within this ad set, there are no ads. But if there were ads, they would show up here, and those would only be ads that are connected to this specific campaign. I'll go to a different one that has a little bit more information, because that's an important point to understand. So here's one. If I click into that campaign, just that now. Okay, click into this campaign. Click into this ad set. This is then going to show us the ads that are that were used during this ad campaign, how each ad performed. So the way that Meta works is that the ads are actually, they kind of bid against each other at the beginning during a learning period. After the learning period, they then, whichever ad is doing the best starts to get more budget. So in terms of, the one thing that I will say is useful to know is that getting out of the learning period is pretty, it can be hard when you have a a purchasing campaign. Okay, so sorry, I'm jumping ahead. Let me go back to the campaign section. Okay, so in order to create your own campaign, you would click on the screen create button. And then this is where you decide your campaign's objective. So previously you guys were using leads as a web traffic campaign, or traffic or awareness, but we're going to choose sales. And from sales, we click continue. Now you'll see on the left-hand side, you have a campaign. Okay, my humble advice is do not use Advantage Plus, because Meta is trying to make money. More often than not, they're going to do what I said earlier regarding like sending your ad to places that are cheaper because it gives them better stats, but actually it's not where your audience is. So I don't recommend Advantage Plus campaigns. And you can see here, you'll have to click the manual options when you go along. So I'm just going to say, okay. And what you'll see on the left-hand side here is we have the campaign level, and then we have the ad set, and then the ad. So you'll basically need to go through all the settings here in order to see which, like, so you would want the daily budget. That would be the correct one. The campaign budget is all good. You don't need to do the ad set budget. And you would just go next once you've basically gone through those settings. The ad set level is really the important level. So you would also want to name your campaigns nicely. Like, that's one thing I find very useful, is stating, like, having very clear objectives in like your campaign level, and then in your ad set level, like who are you targeting? Basically, campaign just holds it all. Then who are you targeting and how are you targeting them through the ads? Then here you want to click your conversion. So this is where you would want the conversion location to be website. But the problem that I was saying in the learning period comes in when you look at the conversion event. So if you choose to have your conversion event being purchase over here, which I can see that your API, your pixel has not been set up properly, or it has been active for a while. So I would need to check, or you guys could check on the events manager how that works. Anyway, let's say that this is purchased. What happens with purchased is this. So because you need to get a certain amount of data in order for your campaign to leave the learning period, purchase can sometimes cause issues with exiting the learning period, but it is the stack you kind of want. So we would need to test on whether that is the right stack for you at this stage, or whether a view content would be a better stack to get you out the learning period. It gets a bit complex and back technical at these stages, but basically you would go through here and just go through the settings. In the audience section, you would choose your audience. And again, you can see Advantage Plus is on. So I would further limit the reach of your ads in order to better control who you're targeting. You would then click next. And from this point, you'd want to make sure that you are that all of these are correct, Facebook page, the Instagram account, and then this is where things get into the uploads. So you would want a manual upload and a single image or video, and then you would set up the creative, and that's how you would actually get the image or video in there, and then you would set up the wording. That's the basics. There's obviously more to do with the placements and that kind of thing, but once that's all done, you'd click publish. You also set the budget under the campaign level, which I showed you would do the campaign budget. You set your daily budget there.
So what will be a good budget to set for a daily sales campaign?
So generally,
To broadly reach worldwide?
I wouldn't start worldwide. I'd start just United States.
Mm.
And I also would target specific places if you were going to go like global. I wouldn't necessarily target everywhere. Honestly, like $50 a day would be a good starting point, and then we would kind of need to test from there, depending on like factors like, ads also, they're all bidding against each other. So for example, ads around Christmas time are a lot more expensive than ads at different times of the year. So they're kind of worldly factors that need to be taken into account as well. But 50 is a good general starting point. And because you're an e-commerce brand, you can always up the budget and up so the more budget you give to a smaller area, the more concentrated that ad will be in that area. And so I'd say 50 is a good starting point.
Okay.
You guys have any other questions?
No, I know you, so I know. Sorry, go ahead. Would you say currency?
And,
Okay. I know you, Kiara, so I know your brain is going to be absolutely exploding after this session. I look forward to doing our debrief together and kind of getting on the same page. So send me a message. Let me know when you want to meet. You are fantastic. It got my brain going too. I think I'm gonna hire you for my own stuff. So let me send you a message on the other side because I need some help. And then Currency and I will debrief and we'll get back with you too as far as the plan with his business. Okay.
Awesome. It was nice to meet you, Currency.
nice to meet you too.
Cool. Chat soon. Bye, Bridget. Bye.
How are you doing?
I'm great.
Okay, what does the rest of your afternoon look like right now?
In the house. I was in the house all day for you.
I love it. Okay, let me run to the bathroom. I need like maybe 15 or 20 minutes or so. Let me get myself together and then we'll come back. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I'll send you a note. Talk to you soon. Okay. All right, bye-bye. Hi guys. Welcome in. We're having a meeting. We are working from home and doing YouTube at the same time. I love this. Whoever said this, you're multitasking, bringing in the money, mama. Thank you. You see the vision. A lot of people don't see the vision. Thank you so much. Sometimes people get on here and they're like, Bridget, talk to us. And I'm like, yo, I am working. This is a co-working session. If you want to listen and learn, by all means. If you want to work while we work, by all means. But this is not purely entertainment, which is why it's Bridget Means Business. It is not Bridget Means Entertainment, folks. We gotta do the business first. Hi guys, welcome in, welcome in. Oh, that one's a little bright. Let's take that one down. We're opening up the blinds. I'm in my little cave. Hi guys, welcome in. Thank you so much. I appreciate all the love. Make sure you guys subscribe. Coming onto someone's channel that's a for business channel and being like this is weird. Whoever you are, sir, this is a co-working session. This guy, you guys are being perverted, so I'm removing you. You have zero patience. This is a business channel. If you need something else, be cool. Hello, Mr. Real, Mr. Brown. That's Kiara. She's amazing. I've worked with Kiara now for about a year, and she's really, really awesome. So she's in South Africa and helps me with a lot of different things. Yeah, I removed anyone that's being weird. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go get my food, but I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for all the love. I'll go live a little bit later when I have